going to share the points out equally between Michael and Jess. So you get a point.
Yay!
You're in the
I
front.
don't care if you have to censor that out in editing. I hope it's hard.
Oh, God, if you have to censor the F word, I'm so sorry.
Oh no, the white cis man is feeling underprivileged.
You know what? Bonus point.
With unemployment rates going up and job openings going down, you may find yourself applying for jobs you'd never thought you'd be qualified for, just to keep up with job seeker requirements. If you've ever wondered how you'd go in an interview for one of these jobs, we'll let you know.
Hello, I'm Ashleigh McFadden, and welcome to We'll Let You Know, the comedy panel show where 3 guests compete in a job interview style format to see who is the most qualified for this week's job. We'll be taking the interviewees through a number of point scoring rounds, and at the end of the show, we'll add up the scores and the winner will be told they've won the job. As for the others, we just tell them, we'll let you know. This week, I'll be interviewing Jessica Wolfendale.
Hello.
Brayden Green.
Hello.
And Michael Fotoulis.
Why is the Greek always last?
Oh. All right, so before we start the show properly, I just want to get to know the panel a bit first. So I want to know what you're like in interviews. What do you like in interviews, Jess?
This is going to sound strange, but I'm really good until we get to the question part. So I'm really good at first impressions. When they're showing me around, I'm really good at the charm. And then as soon as they ask me a question, I forget everything I've ever learned about myself.
Yeah, so you're good at the, oh, I'll have a coffee too stuff. Oh, I'm shaking your hand sort of stuff. But once it gets into the room, gone to pieces.
I'm all charisma, no intelligence.
It's great. That's what we want from this show, actually. How about you, Michael?
Well, I don't really have one example of that. And is there actually on a bit of detail?
Oh, certainly. Detail is what this podcast is all about.
So I can only really sample how I'm like in interviews based on one interview because I only ever had one interview. In that interview, I was applying for a job. And essentially, at the very start of that interview, I farted so loudly. I was very, very nervous. It was my first interview, and I ripped one. And it was clear that there was no
Chair squeak.
Well, my mum was in the room too because it was my first interview, so everyone had to be there. So I had my mum there, and then the interviewee. And essentially, after I ripped it, everyone knew about it. It was really awkward and stuff, but I still got that job. So
wow, that good.
It must not have stunk.
Right, it was bad.
I do not want any of those sort of tactics in the room tonight. Right? How about you, Brayden? How are you in interviews? Are you a confident sort of chappy, or do you get... I use the word chappy. I feel very New Zealand. Are you a confident sort of chappy, or do you go in a bit like nervous? Are you nervous?
No, usually I'm pretty confident, and I think it's just from the experiences I've had in interviews. An interview I had one time is basically we were all in this room, and look, to be honest, I knew I was a pretty good chance of getting the job when I rocked in nice chinos and nice shirt and everything, and I see everyone else in track pants, hoodies, tracks like ripped as well. You know, it's not great, but I'll always be very confident because you had to do this safety test. And they're like really simple tests. I mean, seriously, like one of the questions I remember is just like, you see a forklift driver while on his mobile phone driving towards you. Do you A, report it to the officer immediately and diffuse the situation? Do you say, shout out and say, hello, how are you going? You've got a cool phone. Or C, let him run over someone else. It's not your job.
Oof, decisions.
So, right, you can't, it's pretty easy not to fail. We would agree?
Is there an option E in that where you get out the way of the forklift? You have to get run over.
You have to die for this job. Come on. Anyway, we had 4 guys fail it twice.
How?
And the thing is, you get 3 shots at it.
Those 3 answers.
All right, I'll raise you. My very first job I had to do, there was an English literacy test as part of it. And it was questions like, so your shift starts at 11 a.m. and finishes at 3 p.m. What time does your shift start? What time does your shift finish?
Well, English isn't the easiest language.
No, it's not. And that's very fair. We had about a quarter of the applicants fail that English literacy test.
Wow.
Okay. What job was it?
It was a production line.
English teacher.
That's amazing because I could recover from my fart, but you can't recover from that.
No.
That's bad.
Yeah.
You can't recover from dumb,
No.
which we'll find out later in the podcast. So we've met the contestants, but what's the job? Well, this week the job you'll be competing for is an auditor. What's that?
Man, I love audio editing.
Hey!
You can tell Michael was sent by one of those job agencies.
Job agency one. Yes, if you enjoy all things numbers, reports, and company guidelines, have I got the career for you? Auditing. Rated #1 profession to bore people at parties. You're applying for the position of auditor for Frank Sinatra. Oh, as his personal auditor. Be careful though, because he's very particular about the way his finances are audited. In fact, he has been known to say on a number of occasions, "Audit it my way."
Wow.
If successful, your responsibilities will include being well-mannered and presentable, excellent customer service, and ensuring compliance by examining reports, reporting, operating procedures, and documentations. If you think you have what it takes, apply now! So has anyone ever been audited before?
Well, there was something there from Michael. There was
something there.
It's just like, I'm not going to say it.
I shouldn't say.
Can you legally tell us about it?
Well, no, weirdly enough, I was more so thinking through my brain, auditing, how can I make a joke about this? And nothing showed up. Instead, you guys just put me on the spot, and now I just feel awkward.
Great,
Well, that's
perfect.
a great start for the
Awesome.
podcast. You got no jokes about auditing.
I can count to 10.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Anyone can go any higher, or I think the points go to Brayden straight away.
Do you guys remember Cool Math Games?
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
I was kind of a gun at
Okay.
Civilians Tower Defense, so you know if that's anything.
There we go.
I always like the
Tower defense.
That's right. There's math in that, I think, because I'm like, you gotta buy things, and that has numbers in them and values. So
If I can put aside the goose for a second, weirdly enough, my job does involve a lot of statistics and documentation, so I think I'm actually weirdly qualified for this job.
Hang on, you do a lot of statistics and documentation. You're in the performing arts industry. It's just like
not
saying, how much
always.
money have we lost?
You wouldn't.
fudge the numbers to make it look a bit better.
oh my god,
Well, that's one of
What
the other
government
things.
grant am I applying for next?
I have also worked with a company who definitely needs to be audited, and I can guarantee you that their books are not up to standard, but I shall not be saying much further than that.
This has really turned into investigative journalism.
Yeah, this might be our first true crime episode. When we expose someone for tax evasion.
I work in the news, so we're actually manipulating statistics every day.
Ah, there we go.
So that's another thing. Cut that out.
Please cut that out.
That's all I got.
Well, that's enough of that.
Nice segue.
Smooth.
That's all good fun. All right, time for round one, which is Know the Numbers. In this game, I'll see how well the interviewees know the numbers by getting them to audit numbers higher or lower. I will read a statement referring to... I made that on GarageBand. Don't laugh at it. I spent a lot of time on that.
Where'd you get the
great.
American voices?
They're not American. They're just highly edited my own voice. Apparently American just sounds like it's been through a compressor a few times. I will be reading a statement referring to a number. All they have to do is tell me whether it's higher or lower than the number preceding that number.
What?
Right. I read a statement referring to a number. All they have to do is tell me whether it is higher or lower than the previous number stated.
Right.
You'll all get a chance to answer, but to keep it fair, we'll alternate who goes first each time. Points go for correct answers, and bonus points if you know what the next number is going to be. And the first number we are going to be starting off with is minutes in a year. Anyone know that for a bonus point right at the start? If you're familiar with
Yep.
rent, you should.
I got you.
Yes, you do.
525,600 minutes.
Absolutely correct. And I'm going to give you a bonus point straight off the bat. We've only started playing. You're in the lead, Jess.
Woo!
Let's go. But is that higher or lower than the distance to the moon in kilometers? We're going to start with Brayden and we're going to go round.
It's higher.
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 Higher. You're all saying the distance to the moon is higher than minutes in a year.
Yep.
Lower.
Lower. I'm going to have to reveal that it is in fact
Lower
than the kilometers distance to the moon. 384,000 kilometers. Is that higher or lower than the highest score according to Guinness World Record on Tetris? We're going to start with Michael for this one.
I'm going to guess lower.
You're going to guess the highest score in Tetris is lower than 384,000.
Yes.
How about you, Jess?
I agree. It's lower.
Lower.
Higher.
Higher. Well, the answer is higher. Higher. It's 1.3 million.
I love how you didn't add a sound effect. You just had to do it yourself.
That's
Even though you've got a sound effects mixing board.
1.3 million. This is the
Yeah,
high score in
okay.
Guinness World Record.
Yep, I've misunderstood the game immediately because I went, oh yeah, no, Tetris score is in the millions. And then I said that it's fine.
It's fine. It's
Yeah,
fine. All right.
I got it now.
Quickly on to the next one. So 1.3 million is the highest recorded selling of a painting in an auction. Higher than that or lower than that?
Higher.
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 That is correct. It is all higher. Higher. Anyone want to have a guess what it is for a bonus point?
Like what the record price is.
Record price.
36,200,000.
I'll go 50 million.
$100 million.
Well, Jess is the closest, but not close enough to get the point because it is $450 million. It was in 2008. It's a painting attributed to Leonardo da Vinci, not confirmed. Imagine how much one that was
not
actually confirmed.
and it's still
It's not
Some guy.
and it's the Salvador Mundi.
You could buy like
Yep.
But
a whole
is
house
that
with that.
you could buy?
You could buy one house in Sydney.
You could maybe buy a shed.
You could literally buy out Elizabeth with that sort of money.
But why would you want to?
I don't know, car park or something. But is that higher or lower than the distance to the sun from the Earth, or the Earth from the sun, if you happen to live on Earth and see it that from that point of view?
In what?
In
what
kilometers.
measurement?
In
Okay,
kilometers. No, in light seconds. What do you reckon? In kilometers. The kilometers distance from the Earth to the sun, is that higher than 450 million or lower?
Lower.
I'll go higher.
Higher and higher.
Well, it's a point
Lower.
to Brayden because it's in fact lower. It is only 150 million kilometers. Oh, you can go
you
to
go.
the shops in that time. But here's a question. Is the total kilometers of roads in the world higher or lower than the distance from the Earth to the sun? Michael, we'll be starting with you.
I'm going to go higher for that.
Higher.
Lower.
Lower?
Higher.
The answer is
Lower.
lower. It is only a measly 64 million kilometers of road on this Earth.
Oh.
But, you know, we can all change that once I buy out Elizabeth and build a car park there. Population of Australia, we'll be starting with Jess. Is that higher or lower than 64 million? I'll give you a clue. You live there.
That makes it easier, doesn't it?
Lower?
Lower.
Lower.
Absolutely
Lower.
correct. It is lower for everyone. I love the look of panic in your eyes, Jess, as you're just thinking about that. The number of people on Twitter, is that higher or lower than the number of people in Australia?
Higher.
Higher?
Lower.
Lower.
Higher.
Higher. It is.
So you think the entire population of Australia is on Twitter and you just forgot the rest of the world?
No, I like to think that Twitter is such a toxic and gross place that not many people are on it. Then I forget humans are gross and
Yep.
toxic. So my mistake.
All right. Is the number of websites on the internet higher or lower than the number of people on Twitter? Interesting question. We'll be starting with you, Michael.
Higher.
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 Absolutely correct. Higher. It is higher. The number of websites on the internet is estimated at 850 million.
Ooh.
But is that more or less than Google searches per day? Jess, we'll be starting with you.
Lower.
Lower. You think there's more sites on the internet than there are Google searches a day?
Higher.
Higher. You think it's more?
Lower.
Braden gets the point. It's absolutely higher. Anyone have a stab on it? You all thought it was lower. I won't even ask you. You probably thought it was like 3 or something. No, it's 5.4 billion searches on the platform Google a
You
day.
didn't even let me guess it. I got it correct.
Oh, did you actually know that, did you?
Are you telling me there's more than one Google page? Like you can search something in and there's a second page?
I want to remind everyone that you work for the news and you don't look past first page Google results.
He must use Bing.
He probably uses Yahoo. The population of the world. Michael, will be starting with you. Is that higher or lower than the number of Google searches per day?
Higher.
Higher.
Lower.
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 Lower. It is, in fact, higher. Higher. Michael, well done. Do you want to have a stab at it? How many people are in the world at the moment?
I'm going to guess 7.
Seven people.
7 people. Can I have a guess for him?
Let's go. I'll go with 9. I'll lock in 9. Yeah.
9 people.
9 people.
Can I have a guess?
Lock it
Sure,
in.
why not?
Is it 8 billion?
It's 7.8 billion.
Oh, far out. That's pretty close.
It's pretty close, and it's expected to increase by 4 billion. So, like,
Brayden, you were far off, man. I'm be real.
give it a couple years. It will
Compared
be
to
9
7.
billion.
That means the 4 people in this room make up 4/7 of the world's population.
If only.
Am I winning, Ash?
Let's have a look at these scores. Negative. I've never seen it do that before. All right, the population of the world. Who did we start with last one? I'm losing count. Jess, we'll be going to you. The number of views of Baby Shark higher or lower than the population of the world? Have more people seen Baby Shark or not seen Baby Shark?
I remember seeing this come up.
Yes, in the exam papers I gave you before the show. Yes. They said it would come up. They said I had to know the number of people who have seen Baby Shark on YouTube.
Not by a lot, but the number of people who have seen Baby Shark is lower.
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 Lower?
I'm going to guess higher.
Higher is absolutely correct.
People can rewatch it.
Come on.
Oh, yeah.
Come on, Jess. I guessed that because you guessed that
I'm
with
so
your convincing
sorry.
answer.
Charisma, no intelligence. I said at the top of the show.
8.8 billion views and always rising because you know what you can do of Baby Shark? You can always rewatch it. But is that higher or lower than the money that Avatar made at box office, the highest grossing film, if you count it in normal ways?
was
And
gonna
this
say,
is in
isn't
US
it-
dollars.
It's going to say, isn't it different now because you've got the latest Avengers one?
Yeah, it depends how you count things.
Yeah.
But Avatar at the box office.
Lower.
You reckon lower than the total views of Baby Shark?
Higher.
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 It is in fact
Lower.
point to Brayden. No, only 2.8 billion. Oh, hardly made any money. But is that higher or lower? You'll be good at this one, Michael. I'm glad it's landed on you. Than the total number of frames in the film Avatar.
Why me?
Because you do films and stuff.
I've never edited Avatar.
I'm sorry. I think I've got the wrong person on the podcast. Oh, I'm going to get my agent for this.
Okay, you can deduce
a-
this. How many FPS? How many minutes of the
Don't
film?
let him think about it. I want to hear instinctive answers here.
The answer's got to be 7, 8, or 9. Those are my lucky 3.
I mean, if you've been doing that system, it's not been working.
Can I say, we're going for an auditor position and he clearly can't count.
10. Okay, I'm going to go higher.
You think it's...
I can
There's
have
more
frames.
frames in the film Avatar than the dollars they made at box office.
Yes.
Higher.
Lower.
Lower?
Lower.
Lower. Yes, absolutely correct. It is lower. Now, there's only 233,280 frames in it. This is based on it being a 162-minute running time, which is 9,720 seconds. And, you know, it's going at 24 frames a second, not the 120 that it was advertised it might be going into. The second Avatar films would have been in 120 seconds, but it'd still be way under. But is that higher or lower than the number of cells on an Excel spreadsheet? Jess.
A standard Excel spreadsheet?
Your standard Microsoft Excel spreadsheet.
And what was the number?
233,000 frames. Is there more cells in an Excel spreadsheet?
There is less cells in an Excel spreadsheet.
Let's show.
Lower.
Lower?
Higher.
Higher is absolutely correct. And as you got it correct, do you want to have a guess how many cells are in an Excel spreadsheet?
Is it limitless?
Well,
Is it limitless
No.
plus 1?
You know what I did? I thought of rows. I didn't think of
columns. Yeah, it's,
I didn't think of multiplying. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
no, it's 17.18 billion squares on your standard Excel spreadsheet.
That's crazy.
Imagine if you needed just one more.
You know what? There will be people out there who will be like, I wish I had just one more row. 1,048,576 rows, or these 16,384 columns. You could put a frame from Avatar into every cell of Excel 73,000 times. Think about that, people. Yeah, mind's blown. But is it more or less than the amount of people who have ever been born? Jess.
Are we doing more or less or higher or lower?
It's a good question at this point in the game. So is the total number of people who have ever been born higher or lower than the number of cells in an Excel spreadsheet?
Higher.
Higher.
Lower.
Lower.
Higher.
Higher.
Higher!
Higher is absolutely correct. There have been 107 billion people ever been born.
How do they
Approximately.
know that?
It's based on the genus Homo sapien appearing 200,000 years ago. So they work it out based on the genome and all that sort of science stuff.
I'm so proud of us Greeks. We're the ones who are like breeding like rabbits here.
Yeah,
We're
you
the
know,
ones
half of that
pumping
is
their
just
babies.
Greece, you know.
That's right.
But is that more or less, Brayden, than Jeff Bezos' net worth in US dollars? Does he have more money than there has been people alive?
Higher.
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 Higher?
Higher.
Higher.
Higher!
Higher. Absolutely correct. He has $200 billion.
Bastard.
He could give $2 to every person who has ever lived. Or he could put $10 into every cell of an Excel spreadsheet and still have change. $10.
Yeah.
Insane.
Eat the rich.
Coming on to our next question, Michael. Is there more chickens in the world than dollars Jeff Bezos has?
Higher.
Higher. You're saying there are more chickens than Jeff Bezos' monies.
Yes.
Lower.
Lowers.
Higher.
Higher. It is in fact
Lower.
lower. Jess, you seem to have some inside information there. Do you? No? Apparently not.
No, not particularly. I just don't like Jeff Bezos, so I assume he has more than everything.
He has a lot of money. There's 25.9 billion chickens in the world.
It's not enough.
It's not enough.
We need more.
If Jeff
I
Bezos,
like Colonel Sanders.
if every chicken in the world cost $8, Bezos could buy every chicken in the world.
Wow.
And I would say it's a good use of his money because, you know, free eggs, you know? But is that higher or lower than the age of the universe since the Big Bang? Has there been more years since the Big Bang than the number of chickens in the world? Jess, we're coming
Yes.
to you. There's been more years than chickens.
Higher.
Higher.
Higher, higher, higher. It's in fact
Lower.
lower. 13 billion years they think the Big Bang was ago.
Ah.
If you've seen the television show Big Bang Theory, you'd probably know that. They started off
I
with
didn't
that.
even think to sing through that.
Bazinga, am I right? God, that show's so funny.
But how much time do we have left?
Well, we have been doing it for 32 minutes.
How much time do we have left, Brayden, until the sun explodes? In years. Is that higher or lower than the time it's been since the Big Bang?
It's lower.
Lower?
Lower.
Lower?
Lower.
Lower
Lower.
is absolutely correct.
It's tomorrow.
It's tomorrow. No, it's 5.5 billion years until the sun explodes. Jeff Bezos has $40 for every day left on Earth.
This podcast has turned into a Jeffrey Bezos slander podcast.
No, he's just got quite a lot of money, and it's very funny to think about it.
I don't like to get political in this podcast, but Jeff Bezos is a
That's actually very slanderous.
In his opinion, folks, in his opinion, before we get sued by Amazon.
Allegedly, he has too much money and he should give it to people.
We could give it to chickens. All right, the weight of the Great Pyramid of Giza. Is that higher or lower than the number of years until the sun explodes? It's a question no one's pondered before.
Who are we asking first?
Oh, we're asking Michael here
Okay.
first.
okay, I'll go lower.
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 It's
Higher!
higher. 5.2 billion kilograms. It's quite a heavy thing.
How'd they get it on the scales?
Good question. I think they looked at the rock.
I loved how everyone looked at me like, did you really just ask that? No.
But it's a good question.
It's a good question. What they do is they get the rock, one of the bricks, they go, that weighs about this much. And then they go, 1, 2, 3, 4. Count all the blocks and they go, it's probably about that. In today's money, they estimate a Great Pyramid of Giza would cost 1.5 billion. Bezos could afford to build 160 Great Pyramids if he chose to, but he won't. He's keeping all that money and not even building a pyramid. The weight of the biggest known rock on Earth, is that higher or lower than the weight of the Great Pyramid of Giza?
Lower.
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 Lower?
Higher.
Higher is higher. Absolutely correct, Michaal. Bonus points if anyone knows what the biggest rock in the world is.
Uluru, isn't it?
Yes, absolutely correct. Have a bonus point. Anyone want to have a guess how heavy Uluru is?
Quite heavy.
Heavier than the Pyramid of Giza.
Absolutely correct. No, it's 1.4 trillion kilograms.
Whoa!
The Uluru is 250 times heavier than the Great Pyramid of Giza. It's 348 meters tall with the sticky out bit. So that means it's 3 times taller than Giza from the ground. And they estimate there's 2.5 kilometers of rock underground because it's like a little iceberg in the land.
We're not body shaming, by the way. Like that, it can weigh as much as it wants. It can be as tall as it wants.
I've written in my notes here, it's a big rock. It is a big rock.
Not wrong.
But is that higher or lower than the number of fish in the sea?
Lower.
Lower. You think there are less fish in the sea than kilograms of Uluru?
Higher.
Higher. You think there are more fish in the sea than
Yes.
kilograms of Uluru?
Sure.
Higher.
Higher?
Higher.
Higher. Higher. Absolutely correct. There are plenty more fish in the sea. 3.5 trillion of them.
I get it because it's a joke about getting married.
All right, this is the last one. Is how far does light travel in a year, or how long's a light year in kilometers? Brayden, we'll be going to you. What are your thoughts?
So I have to guess the number?
I mean, you can do that, or you can just play the game that we've been playing for the last 4 hours now. Higher or lower? Do you think it's more? Do you think there's
Lower.
more kilometers than there are fish in the sea in a light year?
Lower.
Lower?
Lower.
Lower.
Lower. No, it's higher. Higher. Anyone want to have a stab at it? You don't even know what it is it? 9.4 trillion kilometers.
Damn.
Damn. It's a long way. And let's have a look at the scores. This is interesting. The scores are very interesting. Everyone's on 12.
What?
Everyone is on 12. It's essentially like we've wasted our time in our first round because everything is the same. There's no separation between anyone. That was all a gigantic waste of time.
Do we all get employed then?
Yeah.
Well,
No.
what?
That means it's time for round 2. Yes, it's time to check your references in round 2 because, of course, it's not what you know, it's who you know. And this week, I want to see how well you know auditors. I have a list here of some auditors, but some of them are also the names of astronauts. I want you to tell me who are the auditors and who are the orbiters.
Didn't like that.
Yes, we're playing auditors or orbiters.
So let me get this straight. We have to guess if someone's an auditor or an astronaut.
Yes, an auditor or an orbiter.
Michael, I'm going to tell you right now, me and you are at a massive, massive disadvantage.
Why?
Because Jessica used to do astrophysics.
Yeah, surprisingly, astrophysics doesn't, it's math. It doesn't include the names of people who have been to space.
Jess, are you kidding me?
I'm sure it's got someone on the wall there.
I'm sure these names have gone under it. I'm expecting great things from Jess here.
I make videos about my dogs on the internet. I'm up against that. Are you kidding me?
And again, edits your news.
That as well, but that's got less to do with astronauts. All right, buzz in using your names, which sounds like
Brayden.
Michael.
Jess.
you'll get points for correct answers, points off for incorrect answers, all right? So there's some jeopardy at stake. We might be able to separate these scores.
Is Jeopardy copyrighted?
I hope not. There's some points at stake. All right, remember, buzz in using your names. Ed White, orbiter or auditor?
Jess. Orbiter.
Absolutely right. Ed White was the first US astronaut to take a spacewalk. Point to Jess.
Yay.
Robert Campbell.
Michael, orbiter.
No. Auditor. Point off, Michael.
I thought if I said
He's
it with confidence to be right.
Managing Director of the Australian Auditors. I'm sorry. Alan Shepard.
Brayden, orbiter.
Orbiter is correct. In 1961, he became the first US astronaut in space.
Ooh.
Andy Thomas.
Brayden. Orbiter.
Absolutely correct. You sound like you've got a bit of knowledge about this one.
I have been to I've been to Cape Canaveral.
It seems like we have someone with a bit of orbiter knowledge in our midst.
You lied to me, Brayden. I thought we were in this
You
together.
lied to us. No, absolutely correct. Andy Thomas was the first Australian in space. Bhumika Bansal.
Jess. Auditor.
Absolutely correct. You seem to sound like you have some authority on this subject.
Not at all. It's just been a while since we've had an auditor.
Okay, she's cracked my system. I should have done better than flipping it each turn. No, absolutely correct. She's an auditor turned makeup artist. She was senior auditor until she turned it all in and became a celebrity makeup artist.
Good for her.
Absolutely good for her. Melissa Reed.
Michael. Orbiter.
Correct. Point off, Michael. No, it's the winner of Australia's Order of the Year 2021, run by Accountants Daily.
There's an award for that.
There is an award for that.
They're just
The
giving
end.
out awards these days, aren't they?
You get awards for anything, and it was a very useful point to try and find some auditors online.
And they say millennials are entitled.
Diane Firth.
Jess. I thought I'd said my name wrong for a second.
This
Do you
game,
lose a point for that?
this game plays tricks on the mind, I tell you, Jess.
You may as well have just said
Orbiter.
Michael.
I know I'm on 0 points.
Yep.
I'm in no
What was
position
that?
to say this, but you're doing
sorry.
great, sweetie.
Orbiter.
Orbiter is incorrect. It's actually an auditor, winner of Australian Superannuation Auditor of the Year 2021, run by Accountants Daily. Sally Ride.
Michael. Auditor.
Incorrect. Sally
I'll just kick myself in the honestly, it's cool.
1983, she became the first female US astronaut in space.
Yay.
Grant Eyre.
Brayden. Orbiter.
Incorrect, Brayden. I don't know why I said it like that. No, this was the Auditor General of Australia.
Oh.
Come on, guys. People should know these
But he-
high-profile auditors.
But he had the word air in his name.
That was essentially my theory.
Gideon Bluford.
Michael. Auditor.
Michael.
How about instead? I
Yeah,
just
any-
leave.
1983, this was the first African-American in space. Krista McAuliffe.
Jess. Auditor.
No, Jess. Jess, you're doing so well. It's completely random, this game.
Yep.
I'll give you that. No, it's the first teacher in space. Peggy Whitson.
Michael. Orbiter.
Absolutely correct. Well done, Michael.
Oh my
Doctor.
god. Sorry.
Dr. Peggy Whitson was the first woman commander of the International Space Station and also holds the American record for most cumulative days in space, over 376 days.
I love you, Peggy.
Wow.
Thank you. Wherever you are.
Mae Jemison.
Jess. Auditor.
I'm afraid, Jess, that's incorrect. Mae Jemison was an orbiter. She was the first African-American woman in space in 1992. Richard Chambers.
Brayden. Auditor.
Absolutely correct. According to Accounting Today, he is one of the 100 most influential people in accounting. He is an internal auditor and president of the Institute of Internal Auditors.
They really like their countdowns, don't
And
they?
I love the countdowns. Mark Rosenberg.
Michael. Orbiter.
Oh, I'm afraid, Michael, it's an auditor. Senior auditor of Ernst & Young, who deals with a number of Fortune 500 companies and is the president of the Rosenberg Associates. Oh, it makes sense now.
course.
According to Accounting Today, he is one of the 100 most influential people in accounting. There's 100 more of these, by the way.
Imagine being number 100 on that list, though.
Aw.
You're making the list, and you know what? There are a lot of auditors in the world. Valentina Tereshkova. Tereshkova. It's a Russian name.
Brayden.
Wait, let me get it right before people buzz in, but give it to Brayden. Valentina Tereshkova.
Brayden.
I practiced this like 5 times before I went on. Valentina Tereshkova.
You're doing great, Ashley.
Let's do it one more time so Brayden can
Yep.
buzz in again. Just buzz in just before him. It'll be really funny. Valentina Tereshkova.
Jess.
Brayden.
Oh, Jess, I got that just in front of you, Brayden. No, Brayden, you can do it.
Orbiter.
Absolutely correct.
Dog
Yes.
move, Jess. Dog move.
Was the first female astronaut in space in 1963.
I did actually know that name. That was a good one.
Love that.
Zinden.
Michael.
Brayden.
Who was in first?
I
think
thought it was Michael.
You're only saying that because you don't want to answer it.
I've got nothing to lose. Orbiter.
Oh,
That's what I was going to guess.
well, you're very lucky there. No, it's the winner of the 2020 John Blackman Award for commitment to high standards in professional practicing in internal auditing.
I wish we had video because
So-
Michael's face is
Michael
to die
looks so
for.
disappointed.
You reading out the actual answers is like squeezing a lemon into my wound.
I'm sorry, I won't do that for the next one, and you can just wonder for the rest of the time.
You'll just rub salt in it instead.
Michael Collins.
Michael. Auditor.
Oh, Michael, no! Michael Collins, in 1969, was one of the 3 Apollo 11 astronauts.
That's really interesting.
If we just keep letting Michael answer, he's got to get one right eventually, right?
I think I had one. Yeah, no, Betty saved me that one time. Oh, speaking of which, actually.
It was
It was
Peggy.
Peggy.
Dr. Peggy, to give her a proper title.
Question, Ashley.
Yes.
I know I've got nothing but negative points,
Yes.
but does it stop at 0 or do we actually enter
No, it
negative?
goes into minus. It does go to minus, doesn't it?
So I'm winning then.
At some point, you owe them a job.
Yeah,
It's
that's
not
what
golf.
happens at the end. You have to provide me with a job. That's a genius idea. I'm writing that down. Stephen Armstrong.
Jess, auditor.
Absolutely correct. Neil Armstrong's dad was an auditor. Edwin Aldrin.
Jess, orbiter.
Absolutely correct. And it was Buzz
Buzz
Aldrin's
Aldrin.
original name was Edwin Eugene Aldrin Jr. His sisters struggled to say brother and pronounced it Buzzer, and the nickname Buzz stuck.
That's
Adorable
so
story.
cute.
And our last one, Chris Silcock.
Sorry.
Very mature, everyone. Chris Silcock.
Michael. This one's for all the money.
Yep.
Orbiter.
Well, you've just lost the $1 million. No, this was an auditor. Is a personal auditor to John Travolta and the stars in the Church of Scientology. Yes, he was an auditor for the Scientology church. He got people in.
It's not a Christian thing, so I don't believe in it, so it doesn't matter.
Oh, the points.
Whoa.
Whoa.
That's
whoa.
going to have
They've
to be
got some
edited.
Excellent points to
Oh, yeah.
get across.
We really should be defending Scientology on this podcast.
Let's just say they have good qualities and bad qualities, and please don't sue. So let's have a look at what that's done for the score. Well, it definitely has made it a bit more interesting. Unfortunately, Michael is trailing behind just a little bit on 5. Then we have Jess on 11 and Brayden. You did really well on that round. You've got 15 points.
Woo!
15.
Close game.
Round 3, and time for something out of the ordinary. In a round I like to call Out of the Auditary. Don't boo my jokes. This is the best one in the show. It doesn't get better than this.
And really says something.
Yeah. I mean, it does get better than this. Please keep listening. In this round, I want you to say the things that you'd never hear on a podcast. Points go to my favourite.
Welcome to our true crime podcast, where we discuss horrific crimes involving pottery. This is Terracotta.
Welcome to the Flat Earther, the most listened to Flat Earth podcast around the globe.
This week on Disturbing Histories, your dad's search history. So disturbing.
Welcome to Crypto Coaster, a podcast explaining cryptocurrency that isn't incredibly boring.
On this episode of Real Crime Mysteries, we solve the murder of Mr. Jones.
It was me.
Hi, we're 2 women who talk about gaming, and the comment section isn't creepy.
This week on GamePod, we will be discussing the greatest game of all, Man.
Why'd you have to look directly at me when you say that? Absolutely chilling.
On the War Room podcast. It's a news podcast that you can trust because I don't work for the media. Anyway, in our first topic, why vaccines have killed more than the plague.
Welcome to McDonald's. May I take your order?
Wow. Wow. Well, to
Wouldn't
be
hear it on a-
wouldn't hear on the podcast.
That's fair. Welcome to a popular Australian podcast.
Sad.
Welcome, brothers and sisters, to the Holy Podcast, where Jesus Christ, that's a rat. There's a rat in the studio. Someone
On this week's Mindfulness podcast, we'll be playing the sound of whales. Gently
Disgusting.
Actually, is this microphone working? Can you hear me? Check 1 2. Check. Audio testing. Check 1 2.
You're giving me a panic attack, Michael. Jeez.
1 2 ha ha. Welcome to a sports podcast where no men yell.
Welcome to the Mythbusters podcast. Today we're going to be playing the brown note to see if our listeners themselves.
On this week's G&G podcast, we discuss how to get a girlfriend even though our face looks like a railroad map.
Okay, Donald Duck. What?
Well, I feel like I want to give the points to Brayden for the commitment to characters, but I don't really know what he said in half of them.
I've been practicing all bloody day for that.
That's a lovely commitment. Who do I want to give my favourite? They're all so good. I really like the no men shouting on there. I'm tempted to give you a point there, Jess, but I also did enjoy the rat. It's a tough one. I think I'm going to share the points out equally between Michael and Jess. So you get a point each.
Yay.
You're in the
I
front.
don't care if you have to censor that out in editing. I hope it's hard.
Oh god, if you have to censor the F word, I'm so sorry.
Oh no, the white cis man is feeling underprivileged.
You know what? Bonus point. Which brings us to round 4. One of the most important skills for an auditor is making lists. And in this round, I want to see your list-making abilities in a round I like to call List Me Baby One More Time. Before the show, I got you all to give me a top 3 list on a particular topic. All you have to do is guess what was on their list. In order. If you get 1 correct and in the right position, you'll hear this noise. If you get 1 correct but in the wrong position, you'll hear this noise. And if you get 1 completely wrong, you'll hear this noise. Yes, it's like an audio version of the board game Mastermind. You'll be taking it in turns. Points go to the person who gets all 3 right. So we'll start with Brayden, who gave me a top 3 of his favourite Britney Spears songs in homage to the title of this round. So we'll be starting with you, Michael. In order from his favourite to his 3rd favourite, what is Brayden's top Britney Spears songs?
I just gotta.
You just got to Google.
I know.
I know
2 songs.
I know 1, and that's because you mentioned it in the name of this.
If you combine them, you'll have 3.
Together we make one singular brain cell.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna go Toxic as number 1.
Yes.
Oops, I Did It Again as 2.
Yes.
And Hit Me Baby One More Time as 3.
Well, you've got and very nicely done straight off the bat, Jess.
All right, I'm going to go with Oops, I Did It Again, Hit Me Baby One More Time, number 2, and Circus, number 3.
Well, you've got 1 correct and 2 wrong. Michael.
Okay, I'm gonna go Oops, I Did It Again. I'm going to go Womanizer and Baby One More Time.
Well, you've got 2 correct in the correct place, and 1 is still wrong.
Oops, I Did It Again, Womanizer.
Come on, you can do this.
Circus?
I think that's the
Yeah, I
answer
think that's
that
what he just said.
gave.
Damn.
1 wrong and 2 correct.
Oops, I Did It Again. Hit Me Baby One More Time. And Pretty Girls. Hey, no way!
Backwards!
You're going backwards.
My brain played up and it did a thing.
Excellent work. Good job, Brain.
How many guesses do we get at this?
We're going to guess until we get this damn thing.
We could be here for a long time.
I think we might be now.
Oops, I Did It Again, Womanizer, Pretty Girls. Okay.
It's not helping that you guys clearly don't know Britney Spears.
Nope.
Do you want to give him a clue, Brayden? A clue that doesn't give it too easily away. But still a
painful.
clue. Painful.
Painful, not, you know. It's either painful or it's something you don't want to be in.
Excellent. A Britney Spears clip.
Yes!
Oops, I did it again. Can you baby one more time?
No!
Is that one not in?
No.
No, I just said. the
It's
first
oops, I did
two
it
are
again.
Right.
I will give this to you. Oops, I did it again. Womanizer.
Oh, Womanizer was second.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, my darling.
Yes.
You are terrible
When
at
did
this game.
You were the one who figured that out.
We're going to be here a long time.
Yep.
That's right. You
We're
did.
just looking
you
for the
did
number
pretty jealous.
3.
Yep.
Okay. So, oops, I did it again. Womanizer, and I'm a slave for you.
No, we still need that third one.
Oops, I did it again. Womanizer.
Something painful. Something you wouldn't want to have.
Slumber party. I don't know. I can't see
Wrong. Michael, I think we might make these the last 2 guesses. You
Sure.
get one more turn each. Come on, you can do it.
Oops, I did it again.
Yes.
Womanizer,
Yes.
and crazy.
No, so close. Okay, this is it. It's all on you,
Something
Jess.
painful.
Does she have a song called Step on Me or something?
Right?
I'm just imagining one hardcore Britney Spears fan who's in it.
If you don't get this, I swear to God.
Honestly.
I'll give you a clue. I'll
Yep.
give you a clue. I mean,
Sure.
it's a bit unfair to
Yep.
Michael, but
Very unfair to Michael. Let
Good.
me guess.
but I think you'll get this clue where Michael wouldn't. It was in an episode of Doctor Who. Nope, no one got it. Just me.
I do remember. We've said that one though, right?
Have you? I don't think we have.
Really? Oops, I did it again. Womanizer toxic.
Yes, yes,
okay.
and yes.
We've definitely said toxic.
Absolutely.
No, you
correct.
haven't.
No.
You haven't
we
said-
First guess had toxic in it.
Maybe it did. Yeah.
My first guess was Toxic as 1.
Yeah.
And there was a miss on
Yeah.
that. I completely forgot about the miss.
Yep.
Yes, I remember now. I led. That's me. I've led you up the garden park.
No,
path
no.
there.
That
I've
was great.
forgotten that your first one was in fact toxic. Yes, thank you. 3 points to Jess for getting all 3 right, and I thought they were very good answers, Brayden. I'll give you a bonus point.
Thank you.
Michael will be giving us the top 3 animals in a zoo. We'll be starting with you, Jess.
Lion, tiger, bear.
3 incorrect answers.
Question. Is this from Adelaide Zoo or is it zoos over the world? What is
Well,
it?
you have to ask Michael. Is this from Adelaide Zoo or zoos all over the world?
Well, you'd see him in Adelaide Zoo. Yeah.
Have you just led us astray?
Possibly.
Okay.
Yeah, I think one of them might have died.
Okay.
All right,
Yes.
Brayden.
Seal, flamingo, panda.
So one of them's a miss.
Panda, meerkat, lemur.
Ooh, this is going to confuse people.
Yep.
Brayden.
Panda, kangaroo, wombat. Okay.
3 incorrect.
Meerkat, flamingo, dingo.
Ooh. So 2 of those were correct and 1 was completely wrong.
Flamingo, lemur, meerkat.
Meerkat, flamingo, wombat.
But you're so close on one of them.
Flamingo, wombat, kangaroo.
But you're so close on one of them. It's like this.
Meerkat, flamingo, capybara.
Every time you've got those 2
Yes,
in the
okay,
wrong
now-
position, all right? Every
I
time.
got it now.
You go flamingo, meerkat, and random another animal.
Ashley,
Every
put the gun
time.
down. Ashley, calm down.
Every time it's so annoying. Anyway, I'm calm now. I'm calm. I'm trying not to give away too many clues.
Wait,
All right.
which order have we been saying it in? Because I forget every time I say it.
That's why you write
Clear.
it down.
Absolutely clear. Brayden.
Wombat, flamingo, meerkat.
But one of them is so close. The wrong one is so close to being right. I'd give it to you.
What's close to a...
Is it a certain type of wombat? When,
It is a certain type of wombat in the terms that it is not a wombat. But
This is why I said capybara.
What?
I think I've just made it more confusing.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
good.
Should I give a hint?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Give your
please.
Swing, batter, swing.
Very nice.
Thank you.
Even though you're literally saying what the animal is. Very nice. All right, off to you, Jess. Let's see if you can.
I mean, they're giving me confused looks, so I don't know about that.
I'm convinced it's a baseball bat at this rate.
The only way. It is a bat? Oh!
All right, let's see if you can have a go at this, Jess. Can you get it in the right order?
Nope.
With such certainty.
Meerkat. Flamingo. Bat.
Can you do it, Brayden? What two has she got swapped around every freaking time? He's going to say the same thing that Jess did. I can feel it already.
Meerkat.
Yes!
No! No!
Yes! Flamingo, meerkat, bat.
Absolutely correct.
Yes.
It's so much nicer when you're on
You know what the annoying thing is?
spectator
Is I
game.
had it written down in that order the whole time, but I kept going, no, that must have been what I said the last time, because that's how I had it written down.
3 points to Jess.
Wow.
Yes, Michael's 3 favourite animals at the zoo in order. Flamingo, meerkat, bats. All right, now let's see how well Jess has won the last 2 ones. But how good is she making up ones for the other guys to guess? Her top 3 favourite smells.
Oh my god.
That's what I said.
Was that one of the answers?
No.
The smell of a church.
We'll be starting
I
with you.
think it's the exact opposite of that.
We'll start with you, Brayden. Think of your favourite smells. I'd say these are all classic favourite smells. There's no jokey ones in here because she took them very seriously.
We'd
A
love,
very serious person,
I'd
actually.
love to see it.
Look at Jess over here. What smells do you think of when you think of Jess? They're all smells I associate with Jess.
I had to look down to see if I should be offended by that.
To just do a quick check. No, that's fine. What is Brayden going to say?
I'm trying to think.
You don't know what smells smell like.
Stop thinking.
Stop thinking. Become one with the nostrils.
Fresh grass, like freshly cut grass. Hay daisies.
No. None of them right.
I will say I was very close to putting hay down, so good job.
Let's go vanilla, chocolate, and flowers.
Nope.
Flowers.
But I could
Flowers is a smell.
I thought I could generate. Oh, you can sniff a flower, and it's a kind of.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I can sniff a lavender. I can't
Okay, yes.
sniff a flower.
Daisies
Inside
and flowers.
voices, please.
I'm going to tell you right now, daisies and flowers, wrong direction.
Okay. So I'm thinking it's food.
Well, think differently.
I'll give you a hint.
Motor oil and petrol.
That's the most helpful hint you've given all day, actually.
Yeah, so no food, and there is no floral smells, except one could be described as floral. But that's just going to confuse you. That's just
Don't
going to
listen
confuse
to
you.
him.
Don't
I swear to
think of
God,
floral.
I know you get like are around horses a lot, so I swear to God, if it's like horse manure, I'll be really disturbed.
It's not.
Stop giving clues away. He's got to guess now.
It might be.
You've completely thrown me by saying that. The sea. I can't think of smells.
It's a very intense question. There's a lot to consider.
F it, manure. So it's not a plant, I guess. So it could be some sort of aerosol, I suppose.
No
Lints Africa.
Amazing.
No, I'm joking.
All 3 are wrong. I'm sorry. And there's also no branded things in here. It's just a little clue.
Windex was my next guess.
It's a pretty good smell.
Damn, I'm really not sure. New car. Bleh.
That's not a smell.
We just got to think of smells right now.
Yeah,
Michael.
I know.
I'm
I
thinking
know.
like pine trees, maybe.
Oh yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah, let's make this a collaborative thing. Come on, guys. Let's
I
all
feel
go.
like we're at that point. We might.
We
need to
are
do
at that point.
You
Let's
are
go.
starting to head towards more classical, what I would say classical smells. So, yeah.
Okay, so we're
I
going.
don't think it's going to be petrol or anything like that. It's
No.
not going to be a car one, so you're not going to have oil or fuel
These
or anything.
men, am I right? WD-40.
Model glue?
I mean, strangely
So
close, but
Jess.
not right.
Well, think of natural smells. You think of mountains like pine forests.
Yep. The ocean was a good one, but
Yeah, but it wasn't in there.
no,
You can't smell a desert.
you can't. A cactus.
Yep.
Opus, Jess.
Are you trying?
Yeah, that's my guess. That's my guess.
Yep. All
You've had-
3
Yeah,
are cactus.
No, I had new car, pine tree, cactus.
Oh, sorry. No, all of them incorrect.
Love to see it.
Okay. You're doing the right thing by thinking of like desert ocean sort of thing, but it's a thing that happens everywhere.
What? The sun?
Close.
The opposite.
Rain.
What?
Rain. Okay, rain
gonna
is
do a
one.
guess?
Yeah,
Yes?
so rain is in
That's
there
good.
somewhere for the position right now, okay? We're just getting things down.
That's what I say to my husband every night.
Whack.
Whoa!
So we're
Okay,
going with
rain.
rain. We're going with the next thing is an indoor activity. Weird.
What, running?
Indoor.
Yes, what an
and-
indoor activity.
You like the smell of running. This is very
Sweat.
Okay, that's number 2.
2. You're going with sweat.
I'm a burnt out gifted kid.
Yeah, exactly.
Pills?
Pills. So you're going to go with rain, sweat, and pills. Is that your answer?
Oh, the Holy Trinity.
Well, you got... and
So rain's in there
Rain,
somewhere.
definitely there.
Rain is in there somewhere. I don't know what indoor activities meant. I have never played, I'm going, I haven't smelled these cards.
Michael, what do we do before TV and the internet?
Shower. Snack.
Steam?
oh my gosh.
That is a direct replacement for TV and the internet. Yes.
This is absolutely
We
frustrating.
eat.
I bet hundreds of people have written
Watch
this
TV.
down as their favourite smell. And
How
you're just
can you
not
smell
getting it.
watching TV? Don't give me those
hate you.
eyes.
All right, so you think rain's on there.
Yeah,
I'll give you
rain's
a clue.
definitely-
Definitely there.
It's a good guess.
Think a
Another
little-
one is think sort of musky, think sort of dusty, think sort of library, and the third one,
Smell of a book. Smell of books.
books.
That
and
is
the
a smell.
third one is I'd associate with this with laundry. So
Detergent.
Michael, let's have a see if you can guess these ones. After I've given
She
you
sniffs bleach.
Okay, let's go. Detergent is 1. Rain is 2. And new book is 3.
So we've got and
Okay, it's
Wrong.
not detergent. It's rain and books.
books.
Does it have to be new book? I mean,
No.
Okay, so it can just be books. So it's rain and books. That's definitely it's something to do with laundry. Can you sniff soap?
you certainly can.
Scented soap. That could be or softener.
I don't know if Jess is that specific. I feel like it would just be... I like soap's a good guess.
Yeah, because soap you can have many different smells. So
If it's many different smells, it might be the smell of that soap rather than I like the smell of soap.
what do you
Example,
mean?
If it
So-
was rose smelling soap, she probably would have said roses rather than rose scented soap.
Yeah.
Just a little get inside your head sort of thing, all right?
could have, is it like
It's like, I like the way you're thinking. I like the way you're thinking, but
rose scented soap?
no.
Okay. Oh my god, is it so? It's a scented soap.
No, it's the exact opposite of what I just
Sorry,
said.
this is
I'd
what
say,
I'm sorry.
even I'm confused. I'm the same with Brayden.
Sorry, I understand where the confusion's coming from. Ashley's using something called sarcasm to suggest that is not the right direction to be going in.
I'm using something called logic because that's a stupid guess. Rose-scented soap. If your favorite smell was rose-scented soap, you'd probably say my favorite scent is rose, rather than you know what I love, the scent of rose-scented soap. All right, let's see if we can nail this down. I associate this with laundry. You'd find it in a bathroom. This is the last one. All right, this will be your last guess to see if you can guess what it is.
Okay.
Whoever gets closest will be taking home the sweet 3 points.
We'd love to see it. Is it still his turn?
It is
Yes.
still Brayden's turn.
do you smell in a laundry?
I can give one more.
Okay, give me one more, please.
Hotel room.
Includes a hotel room. You'd find it in a bathroom. I associate it with the laundry. Let's hear your answers.
Smell of a book. Rain. I just keep thinking soap.
If you're going to like the smell of soap, you'd say that what the soap is, not just soap. Anyway, continue.
So it's something in a bathroom. All right, so you sound like saying fresh towels.
Oh, he has
moly!
got it. 3
Even the right
points.
order.
Absolutely stellar stuff. Didn't have to help him along at all. No! Absolutely beautiful. Oh,
Thank you,
what
Brayden.
a game. What a round.
How is that
Fresh towels. No, my wife is very into laundry.
Next time I'm going to go into a hotel, right, I'm just going to give my towels a good sniff.
That's right.
And you'll have the time of your life. I guarantee it.
I wish you said cow
Fresh
manure.
towels straight out of the dryer. Oh,
Warm.
heaven.
That's beautiful. Well, I enjoyed that round a lot. It's time for round 5. And that means it's nearly the end of the show. And the end of the interview. So we have time for just one more round, which is, do you have any questions for us? This week, I'll be giving you the answers in the form of numbers. All you have to do is give me the question. So everyone just jump in whenever you're ready. Whenever you think you got an answer, hit me with it. Your first answer is 1. What is the question?
What is 2 minus 1?
Not the answer I'm looking for, I'm afraid.
What is the first number?
Not the answer I'm looking for, I'm afraid. But good guesses.
How many YouTubers are in the room?
Not the answer I'm looking for, I'm afraid. Shall I tell you?
Yes.
It's what's the loneliest number? What is the loneliest number according to Three Dog Night? 2. The answer is 2.
2 is the second loneliest number according to...
Incorrect, but I love the answer.
How many in a couple?
Very nice, but not the answer I'm looking for.
What's 4 minus 2?
Not the answer I'm looking for, but it is correct.
Is it how many people are still listening to the podcast?
Wrong, it is 0. 0 people still listening. Jess was closest with the couples. Da 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 da. Da, da, da. No, it was how many does it take to tango?
Oh, yeah.
3.
3 is a crowd.
3 is a crowd, but it's not the answer I'm looking for here.
How many amigos there are?
Absolutely correct. But it's not the answer I'm looking for.
How many blind mice there are?
Correct, but not the answer I'm looking for. I'll give you a clue, and poof.
3 is is 3 the magic number?
Absolutely correct. 3 is the magic number. 2 out of 3.
Ain't bad.
Absolutely correct. 9.
11.
Gee
Incorrect.
whiz.
Michael!
How'd Germans say no?
Oh, you are so close. I'm going to give it to you. It is, what did the German waitress say when I asked for her number?
Yay,
9.
German girlfriend for the win!
Yes.
21.
Legal drinking age in America.
Good, but not the answer I'm looking for.
Pilots.
Pilots.
21 pilots.
Not the number I'm looking for.
What's 9 plus 10?
What?
That's a meme.
What?
That's
Oh,
Okay, gee, whoa.
Y'all give me no credit here.
Nope.
21 guns?
No.
Oh,
no,
jeez, that was a
no.
good one.
Is it? Because it's nowhere near the answer.
Give us a hint.
I'll give you a hint. It's a very funny joke. That's what it is. 19 and 20 had a fight. Who won?
21.
21.
I've never heard that one.
22.
I'm feeling
22.
22.
No, not the one I'm looking for.
Prime drinking age?
I'll give you a clue. It is to do with a book.
Oh, catch 22.
Absolutely correct.
Hey.
What
Well
number
done.
has a catch? It's 22.
Cute.
42.
The answer, the life, the universe, and everything.
Absolutely correct, Jess. What is the funniest number?
69.
Absolutely correct.
So funny.
So good.
Cracks me up.
99.
Red balloons.
Very close. It was almost going to be the answer. I'm going to give you a bonus point. But what is the answer I've gone with?
Almost 100.
That's,
I'll give you a clue. It's a problematic number for some people.
For like batsmen, do you mean like that?
Oh, I got 99 problems, but a bitch ain't one.
Absolutely correct. How many problems does Jay-Z have? What's the highest number?
420.
Yeah, it is.
Ah,
I was like, I know this
Smart.
one. And then I just didn't say it.
789.
How much?
789.
Absolutely correct. Why was
Damn.
6 afraid of 7? 1,000.
1,000 Ways to Die in the West.
Very good answer, but not the answer I'm looking for.
It's a good movie.
What is it? 1,001 nights, but we're one off.
I'll give you a clue.
Mhm.
It's a distance.
and I would walk 1,000 miles.
Oh, of
It's
course.
how many miles would a proclaimer walk? 1,000 miles.
I mean, the title of the song is 500 miles.
You'd walk 500 miles.
I'm
Yeah.
not a
Yeah.
stick for that stuff. Like, I'll let it slide, I
Exactly,
guess. Yeah.
5,318 and 8. 5,318,008. and 8.
Boobs.
It's
Yeah.
boobies. Everyone, it's boobies. What upside down in a calculator spells boozy?
Did me and Jess
That's
both
so
get that one?
silly.
Both get that one. And last question, 5.
5 alive, isn't it? Or something like that.
I love the
High
love the
five.
thought. No, not what I'm looking for. It's how many stars should the listeners of this podcast be giving us? 5 stars. Absolutely correct.
Out
for
of
everyone.
100.
That's so
Out
silly.
of 100.
It's so witty,
You silly
Ashleigh.
boy.
Oh,
Oh, let's
So
have a
cheeky.
look at the scores. Let's see who's won the position of Auditor. Well, look at this. The wrong number in third with 11 points is Michael.
I don't like how Brayden pointed at me.
Crunching the numbers with 25 in second. It's Brayden, but in first with 27 points, it's Jessica Wolfendale. Congratulations to our successful applicants. You've all really excelled at this one.
That hurts me so much, but I really do love using Excel.
As for Brayden Green and Michael Fotoulis, you really spreadsheet all over the place on this one. I've been Ashleigh McFadden. Thank you for coming in today, and if there are any further opportunities, we'll let you know.
That was We'll Let You Know with Brayden Green, Michael Fotoulis, and Jessica Wolfendale. It was written, performed, and produced by me, Ashleigh McFadden. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time on We'll Let You Know. We'll Let You Know was a Smashed Gnome production.
This was a Smashed Gnome production.